Hey guys, Dr. Duck Von, world famous bariatric surgeon, author of 13 books. I want to go on real quick. I've just been holding it in for too long, trying to not respond to the White House's claims that doctors are falsifying COVID numbers in order to get higher reimbursement. I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about other lies that are happening. And again, I don't really care about your politics. If this was coming from a Democratic president, I would say the same thing. I'm here to set the record straight for you guys. I'm tired of this BS. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican voter or Democratic voter. I am just here talking against ignorance and stupidity. And what's happening is that when our leadership just flat out lies, it's really embarrassing and it's really insulting to the people who are actually on the front lines trying to take care of our loved ones. And to just have blatant lies being said, I just felt the need. I need to speak out. So we're going to wait for some people to get in here. If you're watching this on the replay, you can fast forward to the 5-minute mark. I'm going to try to chill out. I'm going to try not to lose my shit, but I can't promise that. You know, work hard, drink whiskey. I'm telling you, this is tea. I actually have to show y'all in case some people are wondering. That's actually green tea. But tomorrow is election day. Please vote. I don't care how you vote. But this is going to be a very important election. We need, as if every election is not important, but we need a landslide one way or the other. We don't need this to drag out. If it drags out till January, February, you're talking about a long time before you get stimulus money, like all the stuff that really matters to you guys. So that's why we really need it, not so much, who gets into office. Although I'm pretty sure we know who's going to get into office. So Robin says she's already voted. Good job, Robin, watching here on Facebook. Dr. B telling truth. Where are you calling from? Here we go. Linda Joe, you're welcome. All right. Kimberly Davis has already voted. Awesome. Fiddlers watching in Alaska. Well, it's one of those things. Hey, Matt Sims, what's up? I want to talk about our doctors really lying and falsifying COVID numbers for higher reimbursement. All right. Amy Beth, Misty Lane's watching. Christy was smart, voted last week. That's awesome. Michelle's in Colorado. New York's in the house. Hey, Mary, say hello to some people here. All RC voted in Wisconsin. That's good. Rosemary, thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Central Texas, Betty Rubble, small town. All right, Beverly Geary, smart, voted ahead of time. Lorenzo Otero, Cowboys fan. I grew up a Cowboys fan. Voted. Sabrina here in Albuquerque. What's up, Sabrina? Jacksonville. Who are my international people? Any international people watching me? There you go. April from Australia. What part? I love Australia. Okay, let's get 30 seconds. New Hampshire. Let's get more people in here. Hit share for me, please. Not your friend share. I want to just really squash this real quick. Seriously. This is ridiculous. Just me voted in Tulsa, Texas. Awesome. PA. I saw Australia here. New South Wales. Awesome. Shanna Gallego sent in ballot early. Julie Zamora has already voted. Catherine Cannell's in California. Another California. Canada's in the house. What's up, Anne? How are you doing? Shauna, what's up? You look great. Is Fauci being fired? No, Fauci, he can't even fucking fire Fauci. Stupid. He didn't appoint Fauci. Toronto, what's up, Marianne? Canada's in the house. Awesome. Voted in Florida. Awesome. All right, let's talk about this. Thank you guys for sharing. Real quick, the way we get over this is regular testing. I put together these COVID rapid test kits. These retail for about $150 each. I wholesale them 5 for $100. Actually, I sell them 5 for $100. 5 for $500. Let me say that again. 5 for $500. Or I will wholesale them to you for $50 each, minimum order of 40. So that's a $2,000 investment. But then you can turn around and flip them. These are home kits. These are on the Emergency Use Act, FDA, EUA list. These are pictures of the actual cassette. You do it at home. You prick your finger. It's like a little finger prick. You put it into the cassette well. You put a little buffer in there, and it gives you 10-minute results, then 95% accurate. You don't need a lab. You don't send it in. Just message me on Facebook. Here, my Facebook fan page here, facebook.com/Dr. Vuong. If you'd like a minimum order of 40, $50 each, that's $2,000. And then I recommend you resell them for $500. That's doing really well. But let's talk about what we're here to talk about. All right, that's all I'm going to talk about that. But if you're interested, just go on Facebook, message me. All right, so Trump claims. Let me put this at 1. Trump claims. I had the video pulled up, but then I was like, I don't even want to bother bringing attention to it more than his voice already is. Trump claims doctors inflate COVID numbers for reimbursement. Okay, here's what's at issue. And I can play the video, but I don't want to. You can do it yourself. At several rallies now for the last couple of weeks. The first one I kind of let slide, and then he kept saying it. And he finally has gotten to the point where doctors are starting to lash out. Okay, but basically President Trump claims that doctors inflate the COVID numbers because they get more money. And he compares us to Europe, and he goes on this long, stupid, meandering thing like, oh, in Europe, if they have a heart disease and they get COVID and they die of heart disease, they call it heart disease. But here in America, we call it COVID. And we COVID. Everything's COVID, right? So I want to set the record straight, guys. I'm going to try to be very calm about this because it's super insulting, okay? This is absolutely false. Trump claims doctors inflate COVID numbers for reimbursement. Doctors are not allowed to falsify diagnoses. Otherwise, it's... Okay, let's make this very clear, okay? I want to make this very clear. Doctors are not allowed to falsify diagnoses. Otherwise, it's insurance fraud. You can get in a lot of trouble. You can get subpoenaed. You can get a review of all of your billing. You can get audited for all your insurance claims. You can lose your license over this. At the very worst, usually they'll make your life miserable. They will want to look at all of your billing, all of your insurance records. And then, of course, if they're going to spend all this time and money, then Medicare is going to go in and find some wrong stuff. And then they will actually ask for money back, whether it was related or not. Several hospitals and big physicians groups have been hit with this. So this is not a funny, laughing fucking matter, guys. Doctors are not allowed to falsify diagnoses. Otherwise, it's insurance fraud. Okay. So the fact that he makes this claim is ridiculous. The insurance companies can go back and review your claims and demand money back. Or if you don't pay them, they'll withhold payment for future surgeries and procedures too. But Medicare will send lawyers after you and get their money back. All right. It's ridiculous. His claim is absolutely baseless. And the first time he said it, I fucking ignored it. Second time, I was getting irritated. He keeps fucking saying it, and it's ridiculous. And here's what happens. Uncle Billy Bob and Nancy, Aunt Sally, they fucking repeat what he says because he's our leader. He's supposed to be trustworthy. It's a fucking lie. Okay. It's a lie. Now, are we clear about this? Okay. Let's talk through this logic. Okay. And here's what we're going to say. Okay. As a part of the CARES Act, doctors and hospitals I know I'm keeping y'all in suspense. Okay, here's the truth. Share this really quickly because this is the fucking truth right here. As a part of the CARES Act, which his fucking administration rightfully passed to help hospitals because they were bleeding money, they agreed that doctors and hospitals get reimbursed 20% higher for COVID plus pneumonia. You had to have both diagnoses, COVID plus pneumonia, not just COVID. Why? Because these patients cost more to be treated, right? It's no different than if you went to take your car for an oil change and the the guy says, "Oh, well, you need a new air filter." And that's an extra 20 bucks, right? Or you need more windshield wiper fluid or whatever. Like it costs more. So they need to be reimbursed more. Insurance is medicine is the only field where you get paid for after rendering the service. This is ridiculous. So as part of the CARES Act, one of the things that they did right was that they realized that these patients were going to be in the ICU for longer, that they were going to need more intensive care, they were going to need more medicines. And this is a bundled payment plan, guys. It doesn't matter if it took 2 doses or 3 doses. They only get one payment. It doesn't matter if they're on the ventilator for a day or 2 days or 2 weeks. You have a bundled payment. It's the stupidest system. But for whatever reason, they all agree that for the CARES Act, when doctors and hospitals are treating patients with COVID plus pneumonia, you get a 20% higher reimbursement. Not just for the diagnoses of COVID. You guys understand that? So what he's saying is absolutely wrong. If every patient walked into a hospital and I was like, COVID, 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 you come in with a sprained finger, COVID, his assertion is that we would get reimbursed higher. That's a fucking lie. It's not true. It's COVID plus pneumonia. You have to treat these patients. They have to be in hospitals, right? So it's not true that hospitals get paid more if it's COVID plus pneumonia, not just because they tested positive for COVID. That's the stupid thing that you fuckers are like running. I said I wasn't even gonna lie. Like, can y'all tell how irritating this is to me? Like how upsetting this is. Okay, it's Uncle Billy, Aunt Sally. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. It's like, dude, shut up. Oh, they're faking because they get reimbursed more. No, they don't. COVID plus sprained finger does not get you more money. COVID plus heart attack does not get you more money. COVID plus cancer does not get you more money. It's COVID plus pneumonia. You have to have like data and diagnoses and tests and CAT scans and everything to diagnose pneumonia. You can't just say, oh, well, they're in the hospital, they have COVID, I'm going to add pneumonia. No, that's insurance fraud. You go to jail for that shit. You lose your license for that shit. It's really fucking absurd. We're not mechanics. We are held to a certain type of ethical principle that this current White House does not have. They are misleading you. Just like I said about everything so far, hydroxychloroquine, fucking remdesivir, it's all fucking Regeneron, it's all fucking misleading. He's using science statistics. I have never seen like a better example of the worst use of statistics, like lying about statistics to mislead an audience. It's ridiculous. And I draw the line here. And I'm asking that you, please, if you're watching, please tag somebody who keeps saying this bullshit. Please share this video. Please, like, it's ridiculous. And here's why it's ridiculous. It's, all right, listen. Think this out for me. Think this out for me. I retired 2 years ago, and hearing this still fucking pisses me off. I wasn't even going to talk about it because it's so disturbing to my psyche. When you say this shit, Uncle Billy, Aunt Sally, Uncle Donald, Junior, President Junior, listen to me. It's hurtful to the people that you're counting on to take care of your loved ones and yourself. Does that make sense? Why would you want to fucking insult the professional ethics of the entire group of people you're counting on to save your ass? You just jumped in front of the line, got the best world-class, non-approved medicines and treatments, and now you're shitting on the people who took care of you. What the fuck's wrong with this person? And again, it's the fact that this person is a Republican has no bearing on what I'm saying. This is not a political rant. It just so happens that the fucker who said it is voting in your party. But if he was wearing a blue cap and said this fucking bullshit, I'd be just as angry. Why would you say this? Why would you insult the people who are putting themselves at risk to take care of you and your loved ones? It's ridiculous. I was just telling people in my challenge group this morning that if you are a therapist and you are struggling with your business, spend a few hours learning about healthcare providers and pivot your practice to take care of healthcare providers who are going to be fucking suffering from PTSD after this. I am serious. You will be busier. You will be booked out for months because our healthcare providers are going to be suffering from PTSD after all this is done. As much death as they've seen, as much loneliness and suffering, and it was different. Listen to me. It's different. I've dealt with car wrecks and traumas and bad diagnoses and cancer diagnoses and gunshots and gang violence, right? And when your patient's about to die, and if you're lucky enough, you get to have time to gather the family around and you pull the plug and you say a prayer, you turn off the machines, we don't watch the Lifelines go dinka, 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 dinka. Not really. But we get the family around. We let them say their prayers. We let them pray over Uncle Billy. We let them bring in there's no religious intolerance. You can bring in a priest, you can bring in a rabbi, you can bring in a shaman, you can bring in a non-denominational, you can bring in an energy healer to pray over your energy. We're not allowed to stop you from your religious beliefs. But here's what fucking happening for the last 7 months as this fucking White House has not led. Like, these patients are dying alone. And the healthcare providers, at the very best, are having to be like the ones that are holding hands, that are watching, that because they don't want these patients to die by themselves. I've been retired for 2 years. That still fucking gets me, okay, guys? Healthcare providers don't want your mom and dad to die alone, so they stand there, and as best as they can, they hold their hands and they help them transition, however you want to call it, to the other side, to be with Jesus, to be with the Lord, to go on to the other side. And that takes a lot out of you, man. It takes a lot of emotional fortitude and strength, and to show up for your fucking next shift, to go home, and now you've been working on this COVID ward and you're sleeping. I have a fucking surgeon friend who is sleeping in a tent in his garage while his wife and kids are in the house, and he's waving to them from outside in the fucking tent in a blow-up mattress. And now he has to start off his shift, for the next day. You're fucking You're supposed to be the leader of the free world, and you're insulting these people who are giving their fucking like careers and lives for your friends and family. It's so fucking insulting. That alone should tell you the character of this jerk off. And again, it's not, I don't care about your politics. I am not a political person. It doesn't matter. If this president were a Democrat, I would say I would be yelling the same fucking like obscenities. If this person was a libertarian, if this person was a dictator, it doesn't matter. You are just a bad human. Where do you draw the line? You got to jump the fucking line and get the best healthcare treatment ever by a team full of doctors from multiple institutions and companies like granting you emergency use. It's not even emergency, it's compassionate use that you signed into legislation. And now, but even if you sign this legislation for compassionate use, the medical company has to agree to give it to you, which they happen to do because you're the president of the fucking free world. And this is how you act. You fucking shit on the people. I mean, and yes, I've been saving this for all weekend long. It's bugged me. I was supposed to do a COVID update yesterday. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Now this is the eve before the election day. If this leader gets another 4 years, I am going to be shocked at the ethics of the people. For Uncle Billy, Aunt Sally, whoever the fuck believes that this is true, why do you go see a doctor? Why would you even go see a doctor? Are you going to look at the next time you have a doctor's visit, are you going to look at your doctor and be like, hey, are you falsifying my diagnoses? Hey, are you doing this for reimbursement? They are barely able to keep their fucking doors open right now. They are doing the best they can for online medicine. And see, you guys are so fucking inconvenienced because it's telemedicine. And these doctors don't have a fucking reimbursement code. We were scrambling, not we, because I'm fucking retired. They were scrambling to try to figure out like how they can diagnose and get reimbursed by hospitals and by insurance companies. And we gathered in groups online and Facebook and stuff, and we shared diagnoses. Oh my God, I found there's this telemedicine code, and it doesn't reimburse very much, but it's better than nothing, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And they're still not fucking paying. You guys are sitting there. You believe this asshole who says these COVID tests are free. They're not fucking free. You pay for these fuckers with like your own tax dollars. Whatever medicine I'm getting, this amazing medicine I'm getting, I guarantee you're going to get it for free. The fuck you're getting it for free? Taxpayer. What does taxpayer mean? Your money the government has already paid Regeneron $450 million for this unproven antibody medicine, this unproven antibody cocktail. $450 million of your money. And the CEO of Regeneron was interviewed and asked, we've paid $450 million of taxpayers' money. How many doses is that? And he goes, well, we're not exactly sure. And the interviewer presses him, no, really, how many doses? Well, it's going to be around 300 to 500,000 doses. And she goes, we just had 60,000 cases yesterday. Now we're up to we're about to pass 100,000 cases. Just do the math. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him the benefit of the doubt that he can get 500,000 doses. There's 100,000 cases a day. Is everybody going to get one? No. Half of them? How many are going to get them? Dude, you're not going to have enough doses. And we've already paid for this shit. And this fucker, this dude is standing in front of y'all and saying he's going to make sure we get it for free. We've already paid for it. Don't piss on me and sit there and tell me it's raining. Don't, dude, it's raining. Hey, your hair looks really great wet. How about you fucking give me an umbrella, dick face? What is wrong with this dude? We are standing in the rain and he's telling us our hair looks good. Our shoes look great, like shiny. They're wet. I'm standing in a puddle. Your hair looks really shiny. Give me a fucking umbrella. And then you look up and it turns out it's not even fucking raining. He's pissing on you. The fuck? Dude, it's so insulting. These doctors and nurse practitioners and healthcare providers and these fucking these phlebotomists, these lab techs, these pharmacists, the fucking check-in girl is exposed, or guy. The gal who walks you to your location, who walks outside to your car to call you in. These first responders, these EMTs who have to load you on and off the stretchers. They're putting their lives exposed. You know how insulting it is? Doctors lie about COVID numbers to get higher reimbursements. Fuck you. What is wrong? You want to know something? If healthcare workers, all of them, not just doctors, not just nurses, not just nurse practitioners, if they all walked out, you guys want to see something? If they all walked out for one day, dude, imagine that. Not even fucking one day, for 1 hour. Do you know how loud hospitals would be? Oh, Dr. Vaughn. If nurses and doctors and healthcare providers walked out of hospitals, it would be so quiet in the hospitals. See, you're a fucking idiot because you've never been in a fucking hospital. You have no idea. Who thinks a hospital would be quiet if doctors and nurses, if all the healthcare workers walked out? Who thinks a hospital would be quiet? So you don't fucking know what you're talking about. That hospital would be so fucking loud. The ventilator alarms would be going off nonstop. The pagers, the buzzers would be going off nonstop. The beeps for the alarms, the call buttons would be going ding, 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 ding. And that's just the call buttons. Not even the fucking ventilator machines going off. Think about that. The phone's ringing off the hook. I can't get anybody. I can't get anybody. No one's there to answer the phones. No one's there to answer the call button. The nurse call button. Nobody's there to answer the ventilator machines whose settings are going off because the patients are bucking. You're fucking idiots. That's the problem. That's the problem. You guys understand? Are you feeling it? Stand up. Dude, stand up to this fucking bully. Stand up to this bully. He's a fucking bully. Your hair looks good. It's raining. Yeah, but it looks good. Dude, give me an umbrella. Stop pissing on me and telling me it's raining. What is wrong with this picture? This is horrible. This is horrible. I've had it, man. I've had it. How can we look at each other in the eye? How can you look at your neighbor and say, this is my president? This is my president? I mean, fucking forget the grab him by the pussy. Forget the bigotry. Forget the Muslim ban. Forget the outright racism. Forget the misogyny. Forget the fact that he cheated on his pregnant wife with a porn star. Fucking forget all that shit. Forget all that shit. Forget his crummy business deals. Forget all of his bankruptcy, like all of his businesses going bankrupt. Forget all his casinos and hotels that have gone bankrupt. Forget the fact that he's a laughingstock in New York City real estate world. Forget that none of the casino owners in Las Vegas want to deal with him. He's not allowed to have a casino in his Trump Towers in Vegas because he's such a douchebag. Forget all that. Give him a pass on all that. I mean, look at your wife, look at your mother, look at your daughter, and say, nah, let's forget all that. He's a good dude. He's going to save our country. Forget all that. Look at what he's doing to your doctors and your healthcare providers. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're in the middle of the pandemic, and he's insulting the people we're counting on who are you guys understand that doctors and nurses are not getting paid more for fucking exposing themselves every single fucking day. And for our leader to stand up and fucking step on their necks, it's fucking insulting. It's enough. Enough. Tell them you've had enough. Vote with your conscience. Again, I don't care if you're red or blue. Vote with your conscience. We will know a lot about this country come Wednesday morning. Love you guys. Be safe. Don't be a dick. Do the right thing.